Okay, changing screens. Episode 58. Let's go. Counting down. Five, four, three, two, one. Hello, and welcome to episode 58 of the Roll Jump Media Podcast. I am your host, Ray, and joined with me once again are my co-hosts, Jose and Luis. What's going on, guys? It's been a couple weeks. How you guys doing?
It has. It's nice to be back. Hello, everyone.
Yes. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Uh, I feel like it's gonna be a good Saturday. But yes, it's been a while since we've been out here.
We did it this year. We did how many did we do this year so far? I think three podcasts. Not too
I
bad.
think so.
I believe
Yeah,
so.
it hasn't been too bad.
Yeah. Very good, very good. Quick rundown of what we're going to be talking about today on this fine Saturday. We're going to be talking about our video game draft. We're going to see how things are shaking up because February, as you know, is a pretty hot month, and one of my co-hosts is saying that the board is looking kind of sus, or it's looking a little spicy. So we'll see what's going on there. We're gonna go over the Sifu and Horizon reviews, see how those games are doing, since those are some of the pretty big releases of this month. And did I? Oh, we're gonna go over the Nintendo Direct. A quick recap of that. I know it's been over a week since that happened, but we'll just go over the highlights there. And if we have time, we'll give our thoughts about NFTs. I'll give an overview of what they are and our opinion on how it's going to affect gaming. Sound good to y'all?
Yes.
Yes.
All right,
Let's go.
let's do this. All right, first things first, we're gonna go ahead and jump into this video game draft. So let me go ahead and change my screen here. Go here. I'm gonna zoom in just a tad so we got room. Switching screens. All right. All right, so we're right here. Let's see what the points looking like. I got the most points. Jose, what? Why you got negative points?
Because the counter pick.
Oh, oh, it could have been much
And
worse
that's
then. Hmm.
Yeah, no, I know it's good considering like none of my games have come out. But yeah, I
Right,
was
right.
like, how the hell do I have negative points so early on?
Oh,
But, but yeah,
gotcha, gotcha. Dang, two of my games already came out. Okay, let's go ahead and check this board then. All right, so Jose's games are still not released yet. He counterpicked Dying Light 2, which was a really good counterpick actually. Only lost 6 points there. That was supposed to be at least a mid 80s game. I was thinking. Others had different opinions on that, but had high confidence in that game. Did me dirty, so it is what it is. Let's see. Next up, we have Cassandra. She had Sifu release, and that has an 80
wow.
on Metacritic or OpenCritic, which is a decent score. I
Yeah,
feel like.
decent
Go ahead.
pick. Yeah, just like a decent pick.
Yeah, and we're gonna talk about Sifu in a little bit, but I feel like it should have got a higher score, but we'll get into it later.
same. Okay.
All right, all right. Okay, and as for my games, Dying Light 2 came out and got a 76 on OpenCritic. Not very good, seeing as it was my third pick overall. Um, I don't know what happened here. I guess I was too fixated on the actual gameplay and how hype it looked to just do traversal and whatnot, and I thought they would follow through with the story. Seems like the story's kind of middling, borderline trash. So I think that's holding it back a lot. And some things from Dying Light, the first one seems to be better than in the first one rather than the sequel, which is crazy. But yeah. And what is my saving grace so far is Horizon balancing things out on my team. Has an 89 on OpenCritic. giving me 19 points, giving me that boost I needed after that Dying Light 2 L. All right, and then lastly we have Luis. None of his games have come out just yet. Team looking solid. Everybody's team looks pretty solid, actually, overall.
Mhm.
Okay, not much to go over here. You guys want to comment on anything? Make any changes?
No. Are we able to change games, or are we gonna stick with the ones that we have?
Oh, right, yeah. For the drafted games, I would say we just stick with the ones that we drafted, unless you need to
Okay.
change it out if it's a necessity.
All right. No, nothing much to discuss. I'm a little more confident with my picks from last time, last year.
Oh yeah,
So we'll see. We'll see how it goes this year.
yeah. The only one that's giving me a little trepidation are your middle picks for some reason. Your middle picks are giving me like, ooh, don't know.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings. Maybe
Mhm.
Luis may have made a good call picking that as a counter pick. Um, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Cool, cool. All right, let's see what's coming up next. Elden Ring's actually coming up next, and Jose, you have that one, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna do.
Um, I think it's a high likelihood it's gonna get like a 91 around there. Top tier game.
We shall see. I'm praying. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I
Yo.
mean, they released
Uh
like
huh.
a like a demo, no, like a playable demo
Did
or beta or something.
did they?
I think for Elden Ring.
No way.
I think so, or maybe it was just for like media. But
Hmm.
um, from what I've heard, I mean, it's pretty good. So I think it's a good pick. It's definitely a good pick.
Fantastic pick.
Hmm.
And there's on our teams there's 5 games coming out in March,
Yeah.
which is kind of crazy. More further proof that March is superior than February, but that's besides the point.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here we go. Let's see how things shake out. Okay, let me switch over screens. Back to the main screen. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our tried and true segment, what we've been playing. Let's get it started, y'all.
All right then. So, um, as usual, I'll go first. um, I haven't really, I haven't really been playing much still. Um, I feel like this past like few weeks that we haven't like met. Um, it's been pretty. They've been pretty busy.
Mm,
Like,
you're right.
I usually have time to play like on the weekends. That's when like I have time to play. But yeah, this past few weekends, I've been on the move a lot. Um, so I feel like I haven't really had the chance to sit down and play something. Um, but I have played a little bit on my 2DS. Um, I'm still playing Sushi Striker. Uh, uh, Again, it's a puzzle game. Just it's kind of like a mindless fun. You know, you just connect sushi and do all that. So it's sort of it's been more of like a like mindless playing for me. Yeah, I haven't really grabbed the game to like you know go all into it. I've been wanting to play Metroid Prime, Metroid Dread. I still haven't been able to start it because I want to dedicate my time to it, you know, and get into it. Um, but
Right.
yeah, and then and yeah, so I haven't touched my Switch. I haven't touched my PS5 that much. I think I did put maybe a couple of hours on Horizon Zero Dawn, supposedly to prepare for this new game. and I haven't been able to finish it. But yeah, hopefully this weekend I'll be able to play more. But yeah, that's a sad story.
Oh man, you know what? Life happens, man. You gotta roll with
Yeah.
it.
Hmm.
You'll get back into it.
Hopefully, I mean, I'm sure I will, but I haven't been able to.
Right. All right. Thanks for the update, my guy.
Hmm.
Okay, so it's my turn. So for me, I've been playing mainly. Well, actually, I've only been playing Legend, Pokemon Legends Arceus. Um, that game is. It feels so big. Like it's one of those games where like you like I haven't been able to progress like through the actual storyline as much, just because you get caught up like doing other things and you begin to get distracted and and like I'm a completionist. I want to complete every aspect of the game, so that leads me to focus more on like catching Pokemon, um, instead of going to that checkpoint that is going to progress the story, which is a good thing, just because it's I'm getting a lot out of it.
Right.
But yeah, it's very entertaining. It's very fun. Obviously, it's a little different from your typical Pokemon game. It's a very welcome change. Um, and yeah, I'm just having fun with it. I do sometimes I do. I'm like, okay, I need to get on with it, progress to the next part of the story. But then I don't know, like I find myself like spending hours just like catching Pokemon or trying to complete the Pokedex, which um, it's crazy. But yeah, I don't even know how far into the game I actually am. I want to say I'm maybe uh, I don't know, a fourth into the actual storyline of the game.
Yee.
Uh, but I haven't played as much as I would like to, just because of work and like we said, the weekends have been pretty um, packed with other activities. But yeah, every day after work, like I try to put in a few hours into the game, just to unwind and also just to like to play. But yeah, it's been fun, and I'm looking forward to reaching the end of the game, just to see with the lore and all of that how it um, uh, like what place it has in the Pokemon um, universe storyline. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated with my progress. But yeah, it's been pretty much just that for me.
Nice. And I totally resonate with what you're getting at with not following the crest marker. Like
Hmm.
a parallel I make is like would be leveling up. Like if you have so
Oh
many
yeah.
levels to level up, like you're leveling up your Pokemon, right? With the in the
Hmm.
Pokedex or whatever they call it in the
Right.
game. So just constant dopamine hits just from that, and that's kind of pretty much the primary, secondary, like primary slash secondary objective, right? Aside from
Yeah.
progressing the story, that's what you do.
Right. Hmm.
Yeah. How do you? How is the like? How good is it at keeping your attention? Like when you start playing, do you feel like your mind drifting off, or does it have your full attention for the most part?
Um, I think it does capture my attention at least. Uh, I'm very engaged in the game,
Sick.
um, which I think is cause like for why I just kind of spend so much time not progressing to the next story plot point or whatever. um just I don't know, it's almost like I become obsessed with like, okay, I need to keep catching these Pokemon to complete the entry in the Pokedex. And it's like, I don't know, I'm very like that. And it's like I have to remind myself like, okay, you're gonna have plenty of time after for post game material to complete this. But I'm the type of person that's like, okay, well, I'm doing this now, like I have to finish this now. But it's like, I don't know, like I reach a point where it's like, okay, enough, like continue the story, like you've spent way too much time here. Um, to the point where I get almost kind of tired of looking at the same uh
Mm.
like the setting or the scenery, and it's like, oh, Jose, there's other areas that you haven't explored, like
Go do that.
move on, you can come back, and so yeah, that's kind of like the dilemma, I guess, that I face often while playing the game, which is a good dilemma to have, I believe, especially with Pokemon games. It's very different, and it's a fresh take on the franchise. So I'm very much enjoying it.
That's awesome, man. What was I gonna ask? Dang, I was gonna ask something like 5 seconds ago and I forgot. That's why. Oh well.
Oh well.
Oh well. Oh yeah, I remember. For are you like our friend Andres? How in JRPGs he's over leveled because he does all the freaking extra content aside from progressing the story.
So that's never really been an issue for me. At least with the traditional Pokemon games. The traditional Pokemon games is it's very linear. Um, so I don't know, like you get a sense of, okay, this is the level I'm supposed to be at. Like the gym leaders, are the Pokemon are set at a specific level, and so that's how I kind of measure myself when I play traditional games. It's like, okay,
Mm,
well, this gym leaders Pokemon are at level 13. So okay, my Pokemon should be at that, in that range as well. If I'm above it, I've gone way too far. I'm over leveled. If I'm way below it, okay, I need to go in and grind a little. So that's how I base myself up, and so that helps me kind of stay, um,
Within the
you
level.
know, with in this game, I am very over leveled in some points, just because it gives you a lot more freedom to go and I guess you could do that as well in traditional games. But this, I don't know, like it's more um, accessible. You have more freedom to go out and explore and just catching Pokemon. Um, it raises your level. It gives you experience. So that alone, um, it really does uh, give your Pokemon a lot of experience. So I do find myself very over leveled. Um, so I guess in that sense, I do kind of. I guess that's like one of the ways that I'm like, okay, Jose, enough, like move on. um,
right.
but um, but yeah, I've never been like Andres, where it's like, oh, I need to grind. I've never been that type of person. And in this game, I try not to be either, just because I don't like to have a huge gap, just because it makes the game easy. Um, I kind of want to, go at a reasonable pace. But yeah, I think this game is very. Um, it was made for like people like Andres that like to grind and like to, you know, which. But yeah, I try not to. I try not to become too over leveled. If I do, I switch out my Pokemon and start from scratch, basically.
Mm, gotcha. Um, I have one more question that just popped up.
Yeah.
Any favorite animations that any of the Pokemon do that you've seen so far?
Um, from what I've seen, nothing stands out. I do like how the Pokemon are roaming around, right? And so it's very uh, I don't know, it's very interesting to see them kind of interact in the wild. And that's, I guess, it's something as simple as that, because in past games you don't really get to see that. I know in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, that was the first game where like overworld sprites of Pokemon, you could see them in the overworld. but there, they were just like walking around like robots. They had no personality. Um, and in this game, well, I guess Sword and Shield kind of improved upon that. In this game, you really do get um, a sense of, okay, these are like wild Pokemon. Like these are creatures that are actually interacting with nature, and so you get to see some Pokemon that are like just laying down, sleeping. You get Pokemon that are um, like there's this rabbit Pokemon, and you see it like jump around, like an actual bunny. Like we don't get
Right.
to see that in past games. Um, and then just small things like, if you throw a Pokeball at a Pokemon and then there's another Pokemon next to it, like the other Pokemon kind of reacts to it and runs away because they
Oh, that's
notice that,
sick. That's really
it's just
cool.
it's little things like that. And I mean, I'm not gonna say that it's like a masterpiece in like animation and but it's a huge improvement over past games, and I think it's the right direction. And I don't know, this gives me faith that okay, Game Freak is capable. They're able to do these things, and hopefully down the line we'll get to see more of that and more improvements. But yeah, it's just that it's something like that I appreciate. It's just it feels like a Pokemon world, wild Pokemon. And it's not just the wild is not just like a word that's used to describe Pokemon you can catch. Like it's actually wild creatures that live in nature and interact with nature. So yeah,
That's awesome. I love that.
you gotta purchase it. Just kidding.
There's not
Okay,
gonna
let's
be
not
any
get carried
time.
away.
There's my plans have already changed. There's so much stuff that I want to dig into.
Mhm. Oh, I can imagine like your list. I know Luis's list is endless too. So
Yeah. My guy
Yep.
needs to my guy needs to play Dread. That's all he needs to do. Forget
I
about everything
know.
else.
right, he's been trying to play Dread for like the past months,
Months.
years. I don't know.
Today.
Hey Luis, today you want to play some?
Yeah. Right.
All right, I'll go up next. All right, so quickest one, Apex. Apex dropped season 12 last week, I believe, and I do like the new control mode that they have. It does spicing up the game and present like a different kind of pace because you're trying to secure and capture points. Um, I don't know if Apex itself lends itself very well because like I'm trying to recap like remember my time playing capture the points or control in like a Titanfall or a Call of Duty, and I feel like those are much more fun in those modes, and I think that's because the people you play as are pretty homogenized. Like you have different perks, right? But they're not that effective to where like in Apex you'll have like Watsons and you'll have Caustics where there's just gas everywhere and there's fences everywhere, and it's not so much about trying to control those points and outplay the person themselves. It's kind of like having to deal with those mechanics as well. So I guess it takes a little bit to get used to, but it is fun. Um, it's just different from what I've was expecting in my mind. But new things aren't always bad. So maybe I'll just give it a little bit more time and see if I start enjoying it a little bit more. As for the character Mad Maggie, I think she's really cool. I really like her tactical where it can like punch through objects like the flame, so that people don't camp and you can actually get people to come out of their little hidey holes, which is really nice. And her ultimate, I like the speed boost as well, which is nice. So I think it's a solid character. Battle Pass is still kind of trash. I wish the Battle Pass was much better. It would make me want to play the game more because leveling up that Battle Pass and looking forward to a reward that you're really looking forward to, and like I really want that skin, I really want that emote or whatever it is a really big carrot on the stick. And without that, it's you're playing just to have fun at that point. And Apex is good at that, but having the battle pass would make it even funner. So that's kind of my impression on season 12. And next up, we have Sifu. We're going to be talking about Sifu a little bit more later, so I can keep my comments short here. I really like Sifu. Um, I've been consuming media from other people that have played Sifu, and there's quite a more people than I thought that were going to say that this game just like they rolled off this game because it's too difficult, and that kind of took me aback a little bit because they obviously haven't played Absolver because Absolver, that the game before this one, boy,
Mhm.
that one, like if you rolled off that game, I understand because that combat system, you needed like a freaking master's degree to freaking put all those strings together because
That,
it's pretty crazy. Like Sifu, it's you have combos, right? You have like the basic combos. You have square, 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 triangle, and different combinations of square and triangle, and then you can grab people, throw them. You can throw bottles, whatever. But yeah, like it's much more simplified if you compare it to Absolver. I feel like it's a really, really more like honed and user friendly experience. I guess the difficulty comes in with the game structure where you have to, if you die, you have to do a new run, basically, or not a new run, but your progress halts, and you. It's kind of interesting because for Sifu, I'm trying to remember it correctly. You start on a level, you're young. Um, if you completely lose your life, you go down, but you can revive. And there's like a death counter system to the more times you die without like taking down a mini boss or a big enemy, substantial enemy, that counter is just going to keep going up. And if you die and die and die, you're just going to get older and older quicker. So say you're done with level one, you were like 20, you finish level one at like 45 or whatever. And when you start chapter two, you're going to be 45. You don't get to turn back to 20. So you start at 45, and then um, the game says, "Good luck. Hope you don't die."
well,
So you play it to 45, hopefully get to the level. For me personally, I couldn't get to the end without dying completely. So if you die completely, like if you get too old and you can't keep reviving, you can either start at a previous level where you're pretty young, or you can start from the last level where you're kind of old and try to hopefully get to the next level, or you can just like start from a even farther back point basically. So it's pretty interesting in that regard, and I think the mechanics and the way they structure their levels is more than enough to as a carrot on the stick to keep going. So I really like Sifu. I think it's a very brilliant game. Deserves higher than 80. Let's see. And lastly, I wanted to save Endwalker for last. Haven't gotten to voice my opinion about finishing Endwalker for since I think it was like 2 weeks ago. I was able to finish the main story of that, and I'll keep it spoiler free because I want as many people to experience this game as possible. Endwalker is up there with the best expansions of Final Fantasy 14. It caps off this saga with your crew that you gather during the story since A Realm Reborn, and it gives a what would I have to say to keep this general? Um, the resolution to the cause behind your group is really good, and I did cry. I cried the most with this expansion. I did cry for Shadowbringers, but I think maybe it's because it's because of the brilliant storytelling, but also because I spent even more time with these characters going through those trials in the previous expansions that at this point, like when those significant characters finally get their like emotional payoffs. They meet up with they get those relationships filled that were loose ends before, or they finally attain that goal that they were trying to do that the group was trying to get for who knows how long, and the sacrifices that were made along the way. Um, that's not forgotten, and I feel like the writers are really, really in tune with this lore that they build up because each individual character, like towards the end of the expansion, um, like you start hurting a little bit at the beginning, right when you get to towards the climax, and then you get more lore, and then you learn more things about like the tragic backstories behind different factions or different like groups that are introduced to you, their pain and their suffering, the things that they learned about life and how bleak it can be. And our group is kind of like a symbol of hope that even though things are bad, you can't give up on life. You have to roll with the punches per se and um, cherish your bonds basically and pull through. So that's kind of like the big theme behind the story of Final Fantasy 14, which is a really like anime theme, and that's something that I really dig, and I think that's kind of why it resonates with me a lot. And even towards the end, you have this one character, and he goes on this whole monologue with you, and it brings up memories from previous expansions when things really hit the fan, and um, he was saying this and that. If this goes this way or this goes that way, I want this to happen. Blah blah blah, and like just those moments right there, like knowing what happened before and how much was at stake, and then now everything there's bigger stakes, and having those memories brought back up so brilliantly and with the talented voice cast, it's really like it hits you in the feels, right? And
It
that's when I
hits you.
started,
Yeah.
yeah, that's when I started to let the tears roll a little bit because of what happens,
Yeah.
after that point, and then there's this part where you have to like progress to a certain spot. You have to take your character and walk to the next point. Follow the checkpoint basically. We're talking about that with Arceus, and that scene alone, that part by itself, like you get to really cherish what this game does so well with the music and with their character portrayals and with the environments and how much your character means up to this point because of all the going through Realm Reborn, going through Heaven's Ward, going through Shadowbringers, going through Heaven's Ward. You meet all these characters, you touched all their lives, and a lot of them play a part in this last expansion. And yeah, you go to the checkpoint, and then how they really get you is that they implement this new thing where you stop at certain points and you can talk to your party members or the people that your crew. It's like a follow mechanic, and the things that they say there, like reflecting on sacrifices made, things that they've learned, how they've grown, overlooking this like beautiful environment, this beautiful music playing. It's like ultimate hits you in the feels. Like I never experienced getting hit in the feels so much in this video game. When I sent you guys that GIF of me like ugly crying, that was literally
Yeah.
me. That
That
was not
was
an
you.
exaggeration. Like I heard myself
Damn.
audibly like sobbing because
Damn.
of that
Really?
shit.
Wow.
Yeah,
Dang.
yeah. Like it was that beautiful and that touching. So that was kind of like the pinnacle of my experience with Endwalker, and I'm still playing it now because I want my characters up to 90. But I'm invested. I'm truly and fully invested in this game. It's fantastic. I'm gonna say it's probably the best story I've ever experienced in a video game. At least it's probably gonna extend more
Nice.
than that, but it's oh my gosh, dude. I got tears a little bit
Dang.
in my eyes explaining it a little bit. Oh, okay, I'm good. But yeah,
Dang. Wow.
yeah, but time well worth and money well spent because I know they're gonna keep doing a fantastic job. I really like these developers. I think they're my favorite developers now. Created Unit 2, 3. I think that's what they're called, Square Enix. So
Wow.
fantastic. Y'all better get 16. 16 is gonna be a banger.
Is it the
They're
same
they're behind it. Yeah.
team?
Hmm.
Oh,
How much time did I
Add it
spend
to
explaining?
add it to your list, Luis.
Add it to the list.
yeah. Like I know, I know. Yeah, I mean it's like every time like people talk about the game, it's like I think people consider it like the best Final Fantasy ever, or like they really put it up there, and it's
Yeah.
like it's tempting, and it's basically what you say, like the characters and then the story, and it's like I don't know, it's crazy.
How badass your character is. Like you just switch on the fly, whatever you want, whatever class you want. Is and how like user friendly it is. They respect your time. It said like
Hmm.
if you go to another game, if you want to play whatever it is, Pokemon, you want to play Sifu, do that, and the game's waiting for you if you want to come back. That's what I like about it. They're like they cherish their players, and I think it really shows in the game. Okay, I had to say my piece on it. I had that sitting in my soul for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, I know, right? You were saying on that.
Yeah, I was sitting on it. All right, guys. Um, let's go ahead and go over these Sifu and Horizon reviews. You guys ready for that?
Let's go.
Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. Um, I think I can switch the screen for this one just so they can see. All right, Horizon or Sifu first? Excuse me.
Let's go with Sifu first.
Sifu first. Got it. Okay. Sifu. As I said earlier, Sifu has an 80 on on OpenCritic, and 83% of the critics recommend it. And this is some things that they had to say about it. From PC Gamer, they gave it an 85 out of 100. And they said, Sifu will test your patience, but learning how to coolly dismantle a room full of goons with virtual kung fu is worth the pain. From IGN, they gave it a 9 out of 10, and they said, Sifu's brutal learning curve and unique structure that requires you to beat it in just one lifetime are significant barriers to overcome. But on the other side, it is truly one of the best modern action games around. On the lower end, we have Game Informer, gave it a 7.3 out of 10, and they said that mastering Sifu's combat system takes a high degree of dedication and practice, but like a true martial artist, you must push through the practice pains before you reap any rewards. And one of the more negative ones I see right here is from Metro Game Central. They gave it a 6 out of 10, and they said that as a straight action game, the core combat is elegant and original, but the roguelite structure makes the already mountainous difficulty just too much to bear. So, just some things that the critics had to say. It's pretty much like widely accepted that this combat is great, but it
Hmm.
just depends of how much you're willing to put up with, or how much pushback you're willing to put up with to actually fully enjoy this game.
Yeah, and I mean, you already talked a little bit about your experience, right, with playing this game.
Right? Yeah.
Honestly, I thought it would have a higher score based on just how much praise it was getting, especially on social media. Um, I think 80 is a bit on the low side for this game, but um, I don't know. I think it's a good start to the year. How all these games are pretty solid. So we'll see what the rest of the year has in store for us.
Yeah, definitely. Man, dude, this game is just so creative and so well like constructed that man, it needs to 8.5 at least, and like eight. close to a 9, but it is what it is.
How about graphic wise or the art style? Are you a fan of it?
Um, I like how the environments look. As for the characters themselves, they can be pretty hit and miss. Like some of them can look really cool, and the others can kind of look not too appealing.
Hmm.
Kind of basic.
Yeah, pretty basic. Your main character is cool in action, but if you just stop and look at him, like they're kind of basic too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I guess that's a good point there. Fair criticism. But yeah, I plan on playing more Sifu, getting better at it, seeing the credits roll. I do like a I like being challenged as Sifu has presented itself, and not everybody's built like that. You enjoy what you enjoy. It's good to try other things, get out of your comfort zone, but if it's not for you at this moment, then can't blame them for putting it aside, I suppose. All right, so moving on to Horizon Forbidden West, the Golden Child, with an 89 on Open Critic and 95% of critics recommending it. Here's what some critics had to say about it. We have from IGN, they gave it a 9 out of 10. They say a triumphant combination of enthralling combat, top tier creature and character design, and a captivating open world. Horizon Forbidden West is an absolute blast and fantastic showcase for the power of the PS5. From Games Radar, they gave it a 4.5 out of 5, it looks like, and they said, what Guerrilla Games has achieved here is nothing short of phenomenal. Story, gameplay, mechanics, and the world itself are all such an improvement on the original game, which in itself is a feat alone. And then from GameSpot, we have an 8 out of 10, and they said that Horizon Forbidden West sometimes packs in so much that it gets in its own way, but the many well drawn characters populating its quest keep it compelling. Man, I didn't really hear much negatives from these reviews here. Have you guys heard anything additional? You have any comments?
Mm, honestly, I think all I've heard, or the most I've heard from this game, is like positives. Um, I think I think I saw I think it was IGN's review, and they did mention that, like, I don't know if like the gameplay was a little repetitive or something like that, but it doesn't really affect the overall great experience that you're gonna get playing this game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I was a little surprised because it's getting a lot of like nines and eights. Um, I don't know, has any side given them like a 10 or something like that?
I don't think they have actually. I didn't. There's no tens here that I see.
Yeah, so
Uh,
for me that was a little surprising because I know the first game uh, got a bunch of tens as well.
mm,
Um, it was like considered for many like a Goaty that year. Uh, so I don't know. It's strange. I haven't really played. Well, I haven't finished the first game, so I can't really say much about you know the experience. But I mean, it's pretty good though. It's like it's it's gonna be on the Goaty talks at the end of the year. So
oh yeah,
it was one of those big games that people are waiting for, and like it didn't disappoint. I don't think.
right. For me, I have heard that the story isn't that much of an improvement from the first one. Like it's still kind of we don't
Mm,
care about certain people still,
right.
and the game is supposedly is really large, and I guess that can lend itself to some repetitiveness.
Hmm.
But other than that, I haven't heard any much backlash from aside from that. And I saw a clip today, like stealth kills. I don't know, it's just like a recommendation, I guess. And
Hmm.
she goes behind somebody, kicks them up in the air, like a sliding kick, and then jabs the spear into their back.
Oh shoot.
I was like, what the freak? That was awesome. Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
gotta look that up.
yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Are you planning on playing this game? Right?
Ooh, good question. I do want to finish Horizon One first,
Yeah.
just like you, but who knows when that's gonna happen? And I only spent I didn't spend that much money on the first one. I actually might just jump into Forbidden West, just like get a synopsis of the
Yeah.
first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because right now I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn, and I don't know something about the game. It's not like grabbing me.
Mm,
Um, I don't know. Like, and right now you said right that like it doesn't really improve on the story. That's kind of like a bummer for me because I feel like the first game, um, the story is kind of like I think that's what's not getting to me. You know,
mm,
it's kind of like a weak story or I don't know. But I mean, I do want to finish the game and like I do want to play the new one. But yeah, like you said, I don't know when or like how long it's gonna take for me to do so.
yeah. For me personally, I thought it was gonna make more of an impact on me, and I was gonna be like itching to buy it, but it hasn't
Right.
happened.
Yeah.
Actually, for the story, I don't know how far you got into it, but I think that story with her and her I don't know, should I just talk about it? I feel like her interaction is really
Yeah.
good,
Right.
but I haven't gotten
Yeah.
farther than that.
Mhm. And there's like some things here and there that I do enjoy.
Hmm.
Yeah. I like, for example, I think the character of Aloy, I think I really like her. Um, like it's she's an interesting character, but I don't know. I don't know if it's enough, or if,
Mm,
I don't know if it's doing enough for me. I mean, I guess
mm.
I have to keep playing, and see where the story leads to. But yeah, it's not as captivating as I thought it would be.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Any more comments about these two games, Sifu or Horizon?
Um, no, just really quick, like Jose said, like starting the year really strong. Honestly, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What, in less than a week we're getting Elden Ring?
Elden Ring, it's
Die.
It's wild.
it's wild.
We're
Yeah.
getting Breath of the Wild.
Damn.
We'll see. We'll see about that. But
Nintendo needs to stop playing and release a Switch Pro. I'm not over it. Over here, like getting excited for a Steam Deck. I should be excited for a Switch Pro. What the
For a
hell is
Switch
this?
Pro. Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and switch over to this direct. What I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna name off things, and if I find something that I want to just comment on, I'm gonna just comment on it. If you guys want to comment on it, just go ahead and interrupt me. It's all good.
Got
all
it.
right.
All right, so Nintendo had their Nintendo Direct, full-fledged Nintendo Direct earlier this week on the 9th, I believe it was.
Hmm.
And we're just going to go ahead and go over the things that were announced there. Uh, I guess they're leading off with the biggest one, or one of the big ones. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 was announced for September 2022.
Let's go.
Yes. Dude. Yes.
Dude, this I should be more hyped for this. I am hyped for it, but my hype level should be higher. Definitely. This is hype.
I haven't played. I haven't played the. We haven't played the
The
second
second
one,
one.
so we need to do that. That's a must before this game comes out.
Yes.
And Torna. We have to play Torna too.
Yup. And
Yep. Yeah,
I guess we'll just look up a video on X.
I guess so. Yeah.
Rip. There ain't no way, dude. If X came out this year, ain't no way. Ain't no way we can catch up. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This is gonna be a. I want this to be a day one cop. I will move
Mhm.
games out the way to catch up.
To catch up.
Yeah.
My list. Yeah,
It's all wrong now.
it's I gotta change again. No, but yeah,
Yeah. Are you guys looking for any particular improvement? Well, we haven't played two yet, but
Yeah,
anything
it's
that
kind of
caught your
hard
eye?
to say, but I mean, the game looks beautiful. And I haven't played the second one, but I know the second one also has really nice uh, worlds, I guess, to explore.
Hmm.
So I'm really looking forward to that. I really do want to know. I've only played one, so I only know a piece of like the lore that Xenoblade has established.
Hmm.
I'm sure Xenoblade 2 added more to it, and with this one, I'm pretty sure it's gonna add more. A lot of people were speculating that certain characters are gonna come back from like the
Hmm.
past games. Um, so I don't know. It's about the lore for me. I'm really excited to see how that world uh, is built up. Um, but yeah, I can't say much just because I really haven't played all of the games. But I'm
Same,
excited.
same, double same.
I really wasn't expecting it. Like when they revealed Xenoblade Chronicles 3, it was like I don't know. I wasn't expecting any announcement. If anything, maybe just like a hint or something. But they came out with like a full trailer and a release date and everything. It's kind of
yeah.
overwhelming.
Yeah.
Over or under 60%, it gets delayed.
They didn't delay the two, did they?
No, they didn't.
Nah, they ain't gonna delay this.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna delay it. I mean, it'd be kind of weird.
Mhm.
Delay
Yeah,
so it can
Monolith has been pretty good.
delay so it competes with Breath of the Wild. All right. Next thing, Mario Kart Deluxe to get 48 new tracks with paid DLC through 2023, and if you have that more expensive
Expansion pack.
the online membership plus the expansion pack thing, then you'll get the DLC comes with it. What you guys feel about this? I mean, I'm kind of lukewarm on it personally, but what you guys think?
Mhm.
Um, well, I think I shared that meme, right? The tweet. The Nintendo, instead of giving us MK9, they gave us MK82.
Oh yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah,
um, I mean, I think it's a little. It was a little funny. Like a lot of people were hoping for an MK9. Like I don't think anyone was expecting more DLC for Mario Kart 8. I think people were like, okay, this game, I mean, it's still selling, but like, okay, Nintendo did what they had to do with that. And so it's just waiting now, right, for it to die down. And then MK9 can, come in. But then, they're adding all of this DLC. So it's like, it's extending that life, MK8's life. So now it's more waiting for MK9. Um, I'm not I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that are annoyed or that were upset or whatever. For me, I'm similar to you. It's kind of okay, nice surprise. Some
yeah,
some of those tracks that are coming back are from Double Dash and really good memories on those. Um, and I think it's really impressive how much they're bringing back. Um, and I don't know, like it's it makes sense. I mean, of course, a lot of people want MK9, but the game is selling. Like what can you do? I feel like I mean, it's smart. From a business standpoint, it makes sense. So
yeah.
I don't know. Looking forward to that.
Blah, blah, blah. New tracks aren't really getting my juices flowing though, man. I don't know. It's like whatever. Like
Right.
I don't know.
For me, it's like mixed feelings. For me as well. I mean, it's cool that we're getting more, but like when I saw it, I was like, okay, why now? You know, like after I don't know how many years, you're barely
Oh
giving
yeah.
us new tracks now. You know. But then they show like, oh, it's 48 tracks, and it's like, okay, it's like a brand new game, right? It's a brand
Right.
new game within the game. So I was like in like a roller coaster, you know. It's like starting down low, and then it's like, okay, that's cool. Um, and and I mean, it's like as Jose said, like I understand it. It is smart to just add content to this already. It's the best selling game in the Switch, right? And it keeps selling. So you add more content to it, it's gonna keep selling. So it is smart, and yes, it's late DLC, but we are getting more content, and we get to play more. Um, but you know, so yeah, I guess it's cool, but it's not that exciting in a way.
Hmm.
It's just more Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Um, but then, and because then I start thinking like, okay, what if they announce Mario Kart 9? Like, it's I don't know, like what new can they do? What else can they do? And maybe they are thinking of things, and I'm sure they are. But
Hmm.
for now, I think it's cool. Um, I was gonna say something else, but it slipped my mind.
Give you a second to recall. Uh,
Hmm.
I think even like alternate more like alternate costumes, kind of like how they have in Smash, would have been nice.
Right,
I would have been hyped for that.
right, and yeah, and that's actually what I was gonna mention. Like I hope they just don't add more uh, tracks. I would like to see more like a variety of like you said, maybe costumes or even characters. I doubt they're gonna do that,
Yeah.
honestly. But it would have been cool to have that as well. And I feel like I would have been more excited if we had tracks, maybe cards or characters.
Yeah. Uh, 48 new tracks is nothing to sneeze at, dude. That's a lot. That's a lot of work.
That yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Moving on, we have Fire Emblem Warriors Three Hopes. Got announced. Hype level check for this one.
Jose,
I would say maybe a 7.5, 8, the range.
Not bad.
Uh, I mean, obviously, Fire Emblem, Three Houses, great game. It
Goaty.
actually it introduced, I think all three of us, right, to the Fire Emblem franchise.
Yep.
Um,
yeah,
it's a really good game. Um, really nice, really cool story. The characters. Some of them more polarizing than others. um, but uh, but yeah, it's a really good game. Um, I
Lorenz.
didn't play the DLC. I haven't played the DLC for Three Houses, um,
Yeah.
but I mean, hopefully I'll play it eventually. Maybe I don't know. This game, I would consider it day one for me.
Mm.
Just because I do like the Warrior games. Hyrule Warriors is really it's a really fun game, in my opinion, and so I feel like this is following that, and it's with you get to revisit some of these characters from Fire um, Emblem Three Houses, so uh, I hope that it's gonna build on the story and on the lore. I'm not really sure if it's canon, but I don't know. I'm excited for it. Again, I wouldn't be. I didn't put my hype level at like a 9 or a 10, just because I stopped playing. Like I didn't play the DLC, so I'm a little kind of detached from that franchise right now. Um, so So we'll see. But I am looking forward to it. I am excited for it. I do plan on getting it. I do want to play it. So I wasn't expecting it to.
Hmm.
That was kind of random. But I think that was like the first thing, no, that they showed in the direct.
Yeah.
Um, I do feel like that was a good way to open the direct though, because I feel like you got this. That's kind of, well, to me it wasn't expected. So now it's like, oh shoot, like anything can happen in this direct. Let's see what else they give us, and I think they delivered. So
Yeah, same thing for me. Like, I think I would say like I'm at a 7 too. Uh, Again, the characters, it's characters that I grew fond of when I played Three Houses. So, so it's gonna be interesting to visit those characters again. Yeah, I do want to wait to see like if the story or if the story is gonna be canon, like Jose said. If it's gonna add upon like the story. But we'll see. I didn't see Petra, so maybe that's a not a day one for me. Um, if they would have shown
yeah,
Petra, it would have been like a given. But I don't know if Petra's not there. My, why? Why
Yeah,
should
you
I
might as
get
well
it?
just throw the whole game in the trash,
Yeah, I
really.
might as well like cancel
I'm
it then.
sure they're gonna come out. Why wouldn't they have the characters there?
Why didn't they show her? Nah, okay.
Why would they?
Anyway,
I think they
she's
showed
the
the three leaders. No,
she's
only.
the game seller, bruh.
Yeah.
My God.
Anyways, but no, like all kidding aside, yeah, I mean it's gonna be interesting to see like what that game's gonna do to the story, if anything.
Man, even if it's not canon, dude, I like the character so much that I'm down for a beach episode, or if it's that kind of like that vibe. I don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah, right, right.
Yeah, but as for me, boom, 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 I think I learned my lesson from Persona Strikers. I fell off that game super hard, and I'm super into Persona, so it's probably gonna be a pass.
Right, it's a Muso game, so it's not for everyone, and it's understandable.
Yeah, and I had it on the PS5 with the graphics and everything, and it still didn't.
Didn't hit.
Yeah. Next up, we got Mario Strikers Battle League, bringing 5v5 soccer action to the Switch. Coming out in
Day one,
June 10, 2022.
day one,
Day
um,
one.
day one. Yeah, I mean Strikers. I've only played the one in the GameCube, the first one, and it was so fun. Like it was, I don't know, it's such uh, a fun game to play with others. Um, and I wasn't we weren't able to play the second one that came out for Wii. So I'm not too sure like how that game played, but basing it off of the first game, it's so cool that they're bringing Strikers back. Honestly, I had a small hope for it to come back because we did get like Golf back, Mario Golf. We got Mario Tennis back, and all those like sports games.
Hmm.
So I had this small hope that okay, it's gonna come back, um, and we finally got it. So it's really cool. I was like freaking out because I was watching the direct at work. Uh, like I saw like the stadium, and I was like, oh my god. I remember like I just said, oh my god,
Duh.
like below my like, and I wanted to freak out so bad. Um, because I mean it's one of my childhood games, I guess, like you could
Hmm.
say, and so seeing it back, it's cool, and I'm definitely gonna play it.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. I missed the boat. I didn't play this game, so I only played it once, I believe. Somebody brought it over to like a student council building, and then we kind of like played it a little bit. It was fun, but dog, this one looks pretty tight. I'm looking forward to it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was pretty hyped. I'm seeing it. I know that it was something that Luis was like looking forward to. Or it was like one of his hopes, I guess, that this game in particular would come back. It is a pretty it defined like a lot of our memories, like in the GameCube. It's a childhood game, as we said. So I'm really excited to see what they do with this. And like Luis said, it's a fun game to play with others. I think it's also really fun to play it by yourself. I mean, it's a pretty solid, you know, quote unquote story mode. Um, but from what I remember,
Right.
but um, but yeah, I'm excited. I know that they also are doing like an online feature. So we'll see how that goes um, with the online experience.
Yeah.
But that should be interesting too. See how that plays out. And yeah, it's exciting to see them revisit some of the I don't know some franchises that you kind of or we like fell in love with and then kind of faded um, into obscurity for a while. So it's good to see that they haven't forgotten about that those certain games and bringing them back. We'll see. It's probably a day one for Luis. Another one on the list.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. I think those were the biggest ones. For the next ones, I'm just gonna try to rapid fire them. Chrono Cross Remaster coming out for the Switch. If you can stop me if you wanted to make a quick comment, if you like. Nintendo Switch Sports announced, and it's a new take on Wii Sports.
That
Unexpected.
was a weird one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like I was not expecting sports to come back. And then like the Mii's, a lot of people are not happy with the Mii's or like the new character
Oh right.
models. Um, but I don't know. It's I feel like that game is gonna sell. It's like the casual game. It was like the casual game back in the Wii. So
Yeah.
I think I saw a comment that said like, oh, all the what's it called? The old people are gonna buy this game, and I mean, in a way, I think it was kind of like that game. So
Yeah.
it's pretty smart from Nintendo, honestly.
One little detail here. Supposedly, the online playtest is taking place from February 18th to the 20th. So if you want to hop on that, it's actually going on right now, supposedly, for Nintendo Switch Online
Yeah,
members.
yeah, and apparently you can't say anything on media or show anything. So
Oh, word?
Damn.
yeah,
Oh, well, dang.
Nintendo stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
How are you gonna promote it then?
you don't.
Nintendo Twitter has that covered. Triangle Strategy gets a free demo that will carry over to the full game.
I'm assuming that's the final title of the game then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rip.
Remakes of Front Mission and Front Mission 2 were announced. Splatoon 3's new Salmon mode was revealed.
That was kind of weird. I don't know why they decided to highlight that. Um,
Yeah, that was dumb. For me personally.
yeah, yeah. No,
yeah, because
yeah, and go ahead. Sorry.
well, yeah, because in the previous game, the salmon run was like a side thing, like it's kind of like a mini game, I guess you can play. It wasn't part of like the main storyline. Um, so I mean, we hardly know anything about the main storyline for Splatoon 3. So it did feel a little weird that they decided to highlight the salmon run this time. Um, I don't know if that's gonna play into the main storyline this time around or what, but it did feel a little random to me.
Mhm. Yeah, I've been watching like reactions this past few days,
Mm.
and almost all the time, like when that comes up, like I hear people saying like, "Oh, like they seem excited about Summer Run." Like I guess it's like a mode that a lot of people like to play. Like it was their favorite mode,
Hmm.
so maybe it is a big thing for Splatoon players. Um, but yeah, I mean, hopefully, I played a few. games of Salmon Run. The thing that I hated about it is what it's like a time limit. There's like a time limit where you could play Salmon Run.
No.
So you know, a lot of people are wishing that it's not like that anymore. Like it's a mode that you can just go and play anytime. But we'll see.
Yeah. Like, I think they just went. They probably appealed straight to the Japanese market with this one.
Yeah,
Maybe.
probably.
Yeah, because I really don't give a damn. I wanted to know what the new if there was any new weapons or anything for like competitive.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. If the paintbrush was gonna work different, things like. I need the patch notes. Let's see. Metroid Dread got a free update and it adds Dread mode and Ricky mode difficulties.
What do you think about that? You played the game already,
Oh, also it's gonna get a free boss rush mode in April. My bad, I forgot to add that.
right?
Sure. I mean, I hear a lot of people were having trouble with Dread, like if it was especially if it was a first Metroid game. So
Mm-hmm.
now I'm at rookie mode. I'm glad it's there. Dread mode seems impossible. I don't know who in their right mind is going to try to do that, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Enter my boy.
Say less. I've been preparing since October for this moment.
Right.
Yeah. Kirby and the Forgotten Lands mouthful mode will let Kirby become a car or a vending machine. Game's coming out March 25th.
That was their selling point. So far, like
Mhm.
I'm not a fan. I already told y'all before. I'm not a fan.
I kind of want to play it. I want to see what. I've never purchased a Kirby game.
It's because you're a
I've
buster.
never.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
So I want to see what the game brings to the table. So I'm looking forward to it. Plus, it's on my picks for the fantasy league, so I hope it does well.
I hope this game does
Yes,
better than any other game that comes out this year.
Goaty right there. I was gonna say it's like a Goaty contender. I don't know what you're talking about.
Kirby is an icon. You don't know. You never know. It could. We'll have to
Oh,
wait and
I
see.
know it could. We'll see. But yeah, I mean the game looks fun. I do want to play it as well. It looks like a really cool platformer, 3D platformer. So we'll we'll see.
Yes. Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings got added to the Nintendo Switch Online service.
I want to check that out. Um, Mainly Earthbound. I want to play Earthbound. See what the
Mm,
all the hype is about.
added to the list.
Add it to the list.
Gotcha. Let's see. Advance Wars 1 plus 2 Reboot Camp launches on April 8th.
I have that game pre-ordered since like no, since E3. Yeah, since like June last year.
Yeah.
So
I haven't,
yeah,
but yeah.
yeah.
You, are you gonna try to play it this year?
Uh, maybe. It's not gonna be at the top of my list, but I'll
Right.
try.
Okay. Okay. Live Alive will come. What? Live Alive? Live Alive? Live Alive.
Love it,
Well,
love, I think.
Live Alive will come west for the first time in 2022. HD 2D style game like Octopath Traveler. Follow 7 protagonists, and you can choose to follow their paths in any way you choose.
This
JRPG.
game looks really cool.
Dude, yeah.
Like it was one of the games that like really caught my attention when I saw it. Um, and yeah, it might be a cop for me.
Oh, this is a cop.
Yeah,
This is a summer feel good game.
day one.
Day one, July 22nd. Put it on the calendar.
Oh shit.
That's right. Portal 1 and Portal 2 will be released on the Switch later this year. MLB The Show 2020, I mean, MLB The Show 2022 gameplay footage was revealed. Star
You
Wars
mean
The
the crust?
Force. Who?
You mean the crust 2020?
Dude, oh my gosh. That looks
Yeah,
awful
that game
on the
looks
Switch.
really, really, really crusty.
Yeah. How can a baseball sim game look so bad? Uh,
It looked really bad,
yeah.
honestly.
I guess Pokemon Arceus doesn't have to feel that bad.
Throwing in that shade, Ray, uncalled for.
Star Wars The Force Unleashed was announced for the Switch. Disney Speedstorm Racing on the Switch with Disney and Pixar characters.
Day one.
Day one. Actually, I think that's free to play. So,
Oh,
yeah.
It is.
hmm No Man's Sky is traveling to the Switch this summer. Klonoa Door to Phantomil and Klonoa 2 Lunatea's Veil make their way to the Switch just this July. And I'm kind of interested in this one. I need to see more gameplay.
Same. I see a lot of people like hyping Klonoa up a
Right.
lot, so it interests me as well.
Yeah. Taiko no Tatsujin Rhythm Festival drums into the Switch with in 2022. That rhythm game.
Right.
Da, da, da. Cuphead, the Delicious Last Course paid DLC joins the Switch's library on June 30th. Assassin's Creed, the Ezio collection sneaks into the is on the Switch. Came out on the 17th. I
Yeah.
was considering copying it. I don't know. Still unsure.
Hmm.
Kingdom Hearts Integrum Masterpiece for Cloud was released.
Trash.
Square really has some balls, don't they, to do?
I know. And then
Yeah,
they include the whole for cloud. It's like, bruh.
yeah, yeah. A character that was missed in the third Kingdom Hearts game. Just saying, it's freaking,
I know, right?
freaking Square. You give me so much and you take it away.
The square way.
Yeah. Stop the Brakes in SD Gundam Battle Alliance is coming later this year. I'm reading the highlights that IGN
Right.
wrote. uh, Getsu Fumaden, Undying Moon is a roguelite set in a dark fantasy world, and it got released on the Switch later that day. I feel like we've seen that game before.
Yeah, I think we saw it like in another direct.
hmm And then in a montage of upcoming Switch games, we caught a glimpse of Lego Brawls coming summer 2022, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no
Jaiba.
Kimetsu no Yaiba,
Yeah.
the Hino Kami Chronicles June 10th. Got that out. Two Point Campus May 17th and Zombie 4 April 26th. And that was all from IGN. Thank you IGN for that. Okay. IGN written by Adam Bankhurst. Shout out the author as well. All right, so I don't think we're gonna have time to talk about NFTs today. It's almost 12. So
Hmm.
there's one more story that I wanted to talk about, and that is the Wii U and the 3DS shops.
Mm.
So
Damn.
this is from Emily Morrow from Digital Trends. Headline is that the Nintendo 3DS and Wii U eShops are going to be shutting down. Not too soon, but they're going to be staying live until March 2023. After that, players will no longer be able to purchase games or download eShop apps and services. However, they will still be able to re-download games and DLC they already own, use online play, and download software updates. What y'all think about that?
End of an era.
It
It
is.
yeah, I mean, it really is. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this.
Hmm.
um, because yeah, it's been like a huge story. Because the topic of like game preservation comes up every time something like this happens, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like a I don't know. It's a complicated topic. Uh, that I feel like it always comes when we're talking about like digital games. Um, and I don't know. Like I wish there was a system, and I don't know if like any of the other companies has it, where if you buy a game digitally, you can you get to keep that game, right? Or you can download it in the future or whatever, right?
Yeah. That's what they're
Um,
doing.
so and through like this whole discourse, like I've been seeing like people, which I think they have a point. Like a lot of people are saying like, oh well, you like when the Switch kept getting announced and like games for the Switch kept getting announced, and when games for the 3DS kept getting announced, right? You were like, oh, just focus on the Switch, forget the 3DS already, and it's like, and now it's like, okay, now you're worried, right, about the 3DS, and I don't know, it's it's weird, it's complicated. The Wii U as well, like nobody supported the Wii U, but now it's like, now it's like, oh, don't close the eShop, right? Like, and I feel like a lot of people, they haven't touched the eShops for these consoles in years, I guess.
Right.
So in a way, it's kind of like it does take time and money to keep up these like servers open, and I don't know if there's no traffic in them. It's kind of like why keep them up, right? Um, but at the same time, it's kind of like how are we gonna get those games in the future, right? If we wanted it to get a game on the 3DS eShop, like they're not gonna be there, or we won't be able to. So it's kind of it's it's a complicated, it's a complex, I think, topic.
Why don't they just freaking like if they don't want to spend as much money, just make it like a seasonal thing? Yo, we're gonna open up the shops again during Christmas time or
Yeah,
whatever.
right. Hmm.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah,
that's fine.
and I didn't even think about it about that.
Yeah, so it's not completely lost, but
Right.
these companies have money, dude. They're just like they're honeying up their words to just like say it's a bigger deal than it is. It probably isn't as big as the deal they're talking about, but they want to get that bottom line looking as nice looking as possible. So
Right.
yeah,
And I know Sony, right? They were closing down the, what was it, the PSP shop or like the
PS
PS Vita,
PSP 3 and later the Vita or something like that. I think that was the plan
something like that, right?
originally.
And then they went back on it, right? They were like, um, we're not gonna do that. Um, but I don't know, like even that, right? Like I feel like at some point they're gonna close it down,
Yeah,
right? Um, they're just like stalling, I guess, to not get like uh, uh, any like criticisms or anything like that. Like, but yeah, like what's this like the solution to this, right? To be able to get these games.
yeah,
Because I mean, it's really hard to find a lot of these games as well, and it's like you want to find them physically, they sell for like the hundreds of dollars, right? Like the Pokemon games. Like
Yeah.
that's a huge topic I was looking at. Um, Something about like the Pokemon Bank, uh,
Oh yeah.
and being able to get like the 8-bit Pokemon in these games, and like you have to get them from these games, and being able to like put them in the Pokemon Bank or something like that.
Dang.
Uh,
Hmm.
and it's like this is like the only way to get these games now, and you're closing that down. If you want to play these games, you have to buy them physically for hundreds of dollars, and it's like how what do you do,
Yeah. Like for me, I just recently bought a Persona 3 from the PS3 store,
Hmm.
and I don't know if they I think they would have already had closed that down. If I wanted to play that version of Persona 3, I would have been ass out, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just yeah, or find
And
a
like,
physical copy and use my PS2.
hmm it's so dumb.
Yeah.
and and right now, for example, like I'm considering, because I recently got like 2DS, right? Like I'm considering, should I get games that I won't be able to find later on and just have them
Mm,
on my 2DS? But it's like it's money, right? It's a lot of money, and I do
yeah.
think there's like some sales going on and here and there, but like now my time is limited, right?
Hmm.
Like I have to think which games to buy and keep, I guess.
Yeah. And how about like the digital versions of? Oh, that was different though. That was like a limited time thing where they had Zero Mission and um, Fusion
Mm,
available on the
right.
3DS.
Yeah, I think that was a limited thing.
Yeah. It's a Nintendo decision. I don't know what they thinking,
Yeah,
but
I don't know. It's weird.
yeah. But then you get into a discussion about emulation.
Hmm.
That's going to be the savior, the way to preserve going forward, and all that. There's a nuance to it, like you said earlier. It's complicated.
Hmm. It's like you don't want to encourage like piracy and like this type of emulation, but it's like what other choice do we have?
Yeah, yeah. I think as the producers of this content and us as the consumers, they should be more forthwith of how what their plan is to preserve, or if they just like don't care.
Hmm.
I mean, if you're just thinking purely for business and you don't care, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's what America is about, isn't it? Capitalism.
Yep.
So
Capitalism.
assume capitalism until proven otherwise.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, any final comments before we start closing this out?
Not for me.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, it is a little after 12 where we're at. We're going to go ahead and close this podcast out. We really appreciate everybody that comes through and watches our streams. Thank you for showing your support. If you have not yet and you would like to, please drop us a follow. Follow us on our different social media platforms on YouTube, on Twitter, Instagram, different places like that. We'll be glad to have you. We'll be glad to talk about games with you, and keep you more updated on our thoughts. Besides this weekly or mostly weekly podcast that we put on here. So yeah, thank you very much for being here. Thank you for my co-host for attending and being part of this. And before we head out, do you guys have anything to say to the audience?
Thank you guys for tuning in once again. Till next time.
Thank you for listening. Hopefully, we'll see you next Saturday. But yeah, go buy 3DS games.
3DS ain't dead yet.
Hmm.
All right, you guys. Thanks for everything. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.